Kia ora everybody and welcome to the Steve
And Scott
Rugby Show 2019 edition. What a massive year for the game. World Cup rugby year, and Scotty and I have been on holidays. We're back now to give you the best of the best. What an exciting year, Scotty.
Yeah, definitely, Steve. 2019, we saw back last year. 2018 was a year that we took a lot of interest in. It was 1 year leading up to the World Cup. In particular, that of the All Blacks, Steve. We had a good look at the All Blacks. We had a good look at players who are going for this year, who want to make that All Black team for this year. Exciting, Steve, and really excited now about this year.
Exciting time of the year. It's getting a bit nippy in Brizzy now. If you call 19 degrees nippy. A bit of rain today in Brizzy, and it feels a little bit like home.
It does.
Here today in Brizzy.
A bit overcast.
And it's a footy season. You know when it's the footy season, it kicks off in Australia, New Zealand, and
definitely
just exciting times. But Scotty, we'll kick off today by just having a really quick review of the 2018 year for the All Blacks. What's your thoughts on their 2018 year?
Yes, 2018, a year that the All Blacks had 2 defeats. We had a defeat against the Springboks. We had a defeat against Ireland. In one of our posts in our last year with that Ireland game where we lost that game, a lot of you Irish fans got on there and gave it to me and told me not to make any excuses for the All Blacks. Ireland, you played well. It's a new year, new ball game. We're ready to battle on, go hard, and win that World Cup for the 3rd time in a row, Steve. And with the All Blacks, I was very happy of where we are. A couple of losses is good for us. It's put us back on our feet, and I think we're ready to go this year. Excited about this year, Steve.
Yeah, well done, Ireland 2018. You know, although statistically they're not number one, I guess you could say that they were probably the number one team in 2018. So well done to all the Irish supporters out there and fans.
Yep.
You know, since then, and they've lost against England quite comprehensively, really, in Dublin.
Yes.
You know, they were pushed by the Italians. So you know, I hope, I don't think the wheels are falling off the wagon for them. It's just that, you know, this is the expectations that they've got to go through now for being in the number 1, number 2 position.
Yeah, definitely.
All Blacks have been in that predicament for many, many years, so they know how to handle it. But for me, 2018 All Blacks, you know, we won the championship.
Yes.
And we won it quite easily, really. We had close wins against the Springboks in South Africa. We won that game. And we had a close win against England. And
That's
England.
Right.
And won that game. So they won it. Comprehensively outplayed Australia in all of those matches there. I think we played them 4 times. I think it was 4 times we played them. Too much.
It's a bit much. And like, that's right, Steve. And just recently we hear about this new competition that is hoping to kick off next year, the World Rugby competition with, I think it's 12 teams, Northern Hemisphere and Southern Hemisphere teams. I'm a fan of that, but we'll talk about that in later shows.
Talk about that, but at the end of last year, we promised you the prize that we were going to draw, and Scotty's got the prize right here. It's the 2018 signed All Black Championship rugby jersey. It's signed by the 2018 All Black squad, which are the current rugby championship winners.
Yeah.
So you
Definitely.
can say that this is the 2018 Rugby Championship winners, the mighty All Blacks, the Great Fern, and the colour black. And we have a winner, Scotty.
We have a winner, Steve.
We have a winner for that jumper. I'm going to hand the time to Scotty tell us who that is.
Yeah, Steve, and like Steve said, this jersey, Steve and I both went to the game in the Bledisloe 1 in Sydney. The whole team got to sign that jersey, and you may have seen in some of our other video clips, the boys giving us a shout out. It was at that particular game, so you know this jersey's a real McCoy. It's not a fake. But we have a winner. It wasn't easy. It wasn't easy to pick from all those who have subscribed to our channel. And the winner that we have, and we've come up with a few names, and we didn't just randomly do it, but we've pulled this name out of the hat, and the winner is Miss Lauren Perry from Brisbane. So Lauren Perry, if you can contact us, private email us, private message us, sorry, we'll have that jersey to you. So Lauren Perry, who is here in Brisbane. What a score, Lauren. That is a bit of a treasure that you've been able to win there. And that's something that the Steve and Scott Rugby Show have on offer. And actually, Steve, not only are we going to give away that particular jersey, the All Blacks jersey, we've got something else this year that we'd like to. Another signed jersey. This jersey is, and it's not going to be something where we're just going to give away. You're going to have to do a few things to get this jersey, Steve. And Steve, a little bit about this jersey that we've got. And this is something that we're going to give away during the year, but we need you to get your friends to come and subscribe to our channel. So, Steve, who done this jersey?
That is the Auckland Blues, signed by none other than the great Michael Jones. Michael Jones's signature right there, who in my opinion is up with Richie McCaw as the two best number 7s the All Blacks have ever had, and probably the two best number 7s the world has ever seen. So you can take your pick between Richie and Michael Jones, but the great Iceman signed that personally for us when we visited Ballymore to... Yeah. If you go back to some of our other videos, you'll see us at Ballymore where we had an interview with Michael Jones. He signed that for us, and we're grateful. We're going to be running that prize throughout the year. So we'll draw that prize at the end of the Rugby World Cup, Scotty.
Yeah, definitely, Steve. But another treasure. And throughout the year, we'll have other giveaways and other rugby memorabilia that we're happy to give to our viewers, Steve.
And we've got some great news. Scotty's going to be coming live from Japan to you at the Rugby World Cup. Scotty's getting to go over there, and he's going to be bringing you some lives and make you feel part of the Rugby World Cup. So that's exciting for us.
Something to look forward to this year.
It's a great year. So let's have a quick chat about, first of all, congratulations to Lauren. We have 328 subscribers around the world. So we appreciate all of your support, and congratulations to Lauren. Okay, Scotty, so let's talk about the players who have impressed you so far in the first three rounds of Super Rugby 2019.
Yeah, definitely. And as you can see at the back there, this is our little studio that we've got set up for today with all the New Zealand Super Rugby teams, and the Crusaders up there, Highlanders there, Hurricanes, my Mighty Chiefs, and my Mighty Chiefs again, and the Blues. Who we got there, and looking at in the first 3 weeks of Super Rugby, which has been quite exciting. There's been a few surprises, and we just want to kind of talk about those players and those teams who we're in favour of, especially those who are vying for All Black spots this year with our New Zealand teams. And just another mention to the Australian teams. They've really stood up in these first 3 weeks, so it's good to see they're kind of back on the rugby world map, which is good competition for rugby in general. But there's a few players for me that have stood up in the last 3 weeks and in a few games that I've been able to watch. Ma'anonu, Steve. Ma'anonu's back, and we saw Ma'a in that first game against the Crusaders. He was steady. He looks fit. The attitude looks right. He'll be back again tonight. He missed last week's game that they played. So Ma'anonu for me is. I hope that he makes the All Black squad this year. I'm a huge fan of Ma'a. If he's fit, if he's ready, then I'd love to see Ma'a in the All Blacks squad this year. Another player that's kind of stood up to me this year is Georgie Bridge in the few games that I've seen him play, and I'm going to go and watch him play tonight against the Reds here in Brisbane. Georgie Bridge, who did get a bit of a start at the end of last year with the All Blacks. He's one player that I'm predicting will make that All Blacks 30-man squad at the end of the year. Another player that comes to mind, he's doing a few little good things. There's a New Zealand Sevens player, he's still only 19 or 20 years old, Itene Nanai Teru, who plays for the Chiefs. Another hot prospect. It's only 3 weeks into the comp, but he's showing good signs of his build-up and what he's got to offer. Also, going back to week 1, watching the Crusaders play, they had Braden Ennor, who matched up against Ma'anonu in that game. Braden Ennor, as we saw in the Mitre 10 Cup, he had a lot to offer. He's got skill, he's got strength, he's got speed. And the thing is, it's going to be hard for him to get a starting spot in the centres for the Crusaders, as I've got Ryan Crotty and Jack Goodhue, the two current centres for the All Blacks. So Braden Ennor, he's playing on the wing tonight for the Crusaders. He's a good player. He's a good prospect, I think. Whether he makes the All Black squad this year, he's going to be an All Black. Whether it be this year, I don't know. Dane Cole, Steve.
Oh, good to see Dane's back. He played awesome last night. The old Dane,
yeah,
running like the wind. He looks really fit. Looks like he's got the passion for the game. Oh, it's just, not only is it good for Hurricanes rugby, but more importantly in the World Cup year, it's good for All Black rugby.
Yeah,
that Dane Coles is back. He was awesome last night.
The scary thing is, Steve, is Dane Coles is back. He's fast. He looked fast. He's got good skills. He hasn't lost a lot. He hasn't played a lot of rugby in that last 18 months. But for Cody Taylor, he's a great hooker. But when Dane Coles comes back, it's like you're going to have to play both of them on the field somewhere. But they're going to have to fight that starting spot out for the hooker for the All Blacks, Steve.
Yep.
Another player who I just saw a glimpse of last night, and I've seen him in playing Mitre 10 Cup, is Chase Tiatia, the fullback for the Hurricanes last night, Steve. I don't know a lot about him. I remember Philo Tiatia. He was another.
Oh yes,
another good player, another good Hurricanes player. I don't know if he's any relation to Philo, but Chase Tiatia, he played at fullback last night. He was very solid. The first time I had a glimpse of him, but I was pretty impressed of what I saw of him last night. Steve, the other one was the only other player that I can think of that's shown a bit of light so far is Matt Faddis at the Highlanders. He looks sharp, and I think he is in the All Black squad. So if he can really play his guts out this year, he'll make that All Black squad too, Steve. But those are just some of the players that I've noticed that have kind of stood out for me in this year's Super Rugby, the 2019 Super Rugby. Exciting. So I think a couple of weeks down the track there, we'll talk about other players who might be impressing at the time. But Steve Hansen, they've got a bit of choice to play with this year. I think he's got his squad, but there's going to be a couple of other players who are going to be pushing their case to make that work.
Yeah, I like what Steve Hansen said, that there is room for a bolter. If we remember 2015, Nihi Milner-Skudder coming as the bolter.
Yep.
Come from nowhere, really. Had an awesome year for the Hurricanes.
Yes.
And made that World Cup squad. Who's going to be the bolter this year? So for me, this is World Cup year. It's all about this year, and next year will take care of itself. We're going to lose a lot of All Blacks, a lot of experience after the World Cup. That's okay, but this year is all about the World Cup and getting the best players into that squad to give us every opportunity to go 3 in a row. Scotty.
Definitely.
If the likes of Tani Tatoro and Brendan Ennor and all those, Chase and Tiatia, they don't make the squad that year. This year it's okay for me. It's they'll definitely be All Blacks next year or the year after. So it's all about this year for me, Scotty.
Definitely.
Got to get it right this year. And I trust in our coaching staff, which is Steve-O Hansen,
Yes.
Foxy,
Grant Fox.
Foxy.
We've also got Scott McLeod.
Scott McLeod, yeah.
And also my Waikato boy, Fozzie.
Oh, Fozzie, yes, Foster, yeah, Fozzie.
Foster.
We'll talk about him in another show, actually,
Yeah.
about the reality of him becoming next All Black coach, because they've got to make that decision probably pretty soon, who that coach is going to be.
Definitely.
So exciting year, Scott. I get so excited around the footy year. So such a good time. But anyway, any last words there, Scotty?
We look forward to Lauren. Congratulations on your jersey.
Yeah.
You contact us and we'll get that jersey to you. And I believe I look in here. You're in Brisbane, Australia. So that's going to be pretty easy for us to get contact with you. And it's good to be back, Steve. It's good to have another rugby season, and really excited about this year's rugby,
And
the World Cup.
go the All Blacks.
Go the All Blacks.
Yeah.